Hi guys, how you doing? I'm Ash Robertson and welcome back to the Ash Show, only on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. On today's show, I'm going to be talking to my brother El, who's been doing a little bit of Mario Kart on the streets of Tokyo. That'll be him now. Welcome to the Ash Show. El, how you doing?
Ash, nice to see you.
Thank you for joining me on the Ash Show.
No problem.
This is my brother El, everyone.
It's nice to see he's got some clothes on this week.
Yep. Excellent. So, on today's show anyway, I'm going to be keeping my clothes on and I'm going to be talking about Mario Kart. So, you've been doing some real life Mario Kart on the streets of Tokyo, haven't you?
Yes, so I did a Mario Kart style tour. So you're in a go-kart and you did a tour of Tokyo. That was for about 3 hours. That was excellent.
Wow.
Also went to the Shinjuku VR Zone arcade, which has got an exclusive game, Mario Kart VR.
Fantastic. Right, before we get into all that, I'd like to give the viewers at home a little bit of a history on the Mario Kart game. So for that, we're going to step into my games room. Okay, so welcome back to the games room. Currently we're loading up the original Super Mario Kart game. Now, the Super Mario Kart game originally appeared on the Super Nintendo. Now, this was quite revolutionary at the time. It's one of the first sort of actual 3D style racing games where you could race around a 3D-esque track, pick up coins, pick up weapons, throw them at your other opponents. It was a fun, exciting, tongue-in-cheek sort of game, and it was based on obviously the very popular Super Mario game that we saw on the original Nintendo, and then obviously the Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo. So very, very ahead of its time, and it was extremely popular and did extremely well. So as you can see, Elliot's currently racing around as Mario. I noticed with this one they didn't go for a full screen view originally, probably due to the power of the system. This is the best they could do. They opted for half sort of a, what would you call it, a wide screen sort of letterbox image, and then underneath you had the actual map of the track. So you could
3D map.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it? They do a good job, I would say. So that's the sort of original Super Mario Kart that we were used to. Now after that, after a successful run on the Super Nintendo and everybody raving about it, the next big console to come from Nintendo was the Nintendo 64, and that's where we got onto Mario Kart 64, so let's check that out. Okay, Mario Kart 64 first appeared on the Nintendo 64 in 1996. It's proved immensely popular. It built upon what we'd seen on the original Super Mario Kart by developing into a fully fledged 3D world. You could play with up to 4 players because you could fit 4 controllers onto a Nintendo 64. It ran off the cartridge, but it ran absolutely beautifully. It looked absolutely fantastic, and you were able to do so much more. Had loads more tracks. It was just very user friendly. It was great fun, great graphics. It had a lot going for it, and people loved it and enjoyed it, and it's still a fun game to this day. If you want to pick up an original cartridge of this, you're looking anywhere between 25 and maybe 45 to 50 pounds, depending on the condition of the cartridge and if you've got it in its box and stuff like that, you know, because it's quite sought after. People are looking for these and they want to keep hold of them. So I found mine at a games fair called Nerd, which is on in Newcastle at the gates of the stadium. So if you fancy checking that out, look out for that. But yeah, Mario Kart 64, still great fun even today, and we still enjoy it. So after the success of the Nintendo 64, Nintendo brought out a follow-up console, which was the Nintendo GameCube. First time they tried to use discs, and on this one there was a few different versions of Mario Kart. Most prominently the most famous one, Mario Kart Double Dash, which involved you having 2 characters on your kart, and you used to be able to swap. One of you would throw weapons, the other one would drive. That was quite fun actually. I enjoyed that game. Again, really good multiplayer, had a good championship mode, and the graphics looked great, really good fun. So that was the GameCube version, first time it was on a disc, and great fun to play even today. So El, I'm sure none of these versions of Mario Kart compare to the VR experience, am I right?
Oh, the VR experience, you felt like you were in the world of Nintendo.
Wow.
And the world of Mario.
Well, Mario did go one step closer with that by bringing out Mario Kart on the Nintendo Wii, which was also a very popular game. This version was very much a pick up and play. Anybody could play it. You turned the controller left and right to be able to turn. You could even put the controller in a little steering wheel. Okay, that's enough Mario Kart history. Let's get into the nitty gritty. So, El, tell us a bit about, first of all, Mario Kart VR.
Mario Kart VR was unbelievable. It was at the Shinjuku VR Zone.
Right.
So this is an arcade dedicated purely to VR. There's various different zones within there, and in one of the zones, I believe it was the red zone, I think, there was a game called Mario Kart VR, and the VR Zone place have bought the exclusive license for that game, so they will have paid Nintendo to exclusively make that game. So it's the only place in the world you can play that game.
Wow.
So you've got HTC Vive headsets, you've got these tracker systems that are on your, or the straps that are on your wrists, and you get put in a little like go-kart style thing. And then when you put the headset on and start the game, it feels like you're transported straight into, you know, the world of Mario, and it's so immersive.
Right, so we can see a couple of clips now of you actually doing that for real. So you're putting the actual gear on. What was it like? How did it feel?
So I'd played a couple of VR games in the past, but nothing was as immersive as this game. And you know, even though it's a cartoony style game, it really was. The attention to detail I thought was fantastic. The game itself went through 4 different zones, so it kind of flowed for about 3 to 4 minutes, and you went through different styles of zones.
So these are Mario inspired zones, so Mushroom and
yeah, they were similar to Mushroom, definitely. But the thing I liked about it as well, when you picked up the items, you had to grab them with your hands. So you'll see on the clips that I'm actually trying to grab the bananas, or I'm trying to grab a hammer, and then you've got to physically throw these.
So you've got your hand in the air, you're physically grabbing hold of a banana or whatever.
There's one point as well, I pick up a shell and I'm chasing behind someone and I chuck the shell and it makes the car explode or whatever.
Wow.
And that was fantastic. But yeah, it's such an immersive game, and you know, I would thoroughly recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, wow. Right now, so that's the gaming out of the way, so tell us now about the real life Mario Kart. That's what we're all here for, come on, spill the beans. What was it all about? How did it come about?
It came about originally when I was watching the Formula 1 Suzuka Japan race.
Right, okay.
So that was a few months previous to me going to Japan, and in the build up to that race on the Sky Sports F1 channel, they had Massa and Lance Stroll from the Williams team going around Tokyo in this real life Mario Kart. So I saw it then, and then I thought, right, well, I'm going to Japan, I'm going to have to do this.
So you saw that, you thought, I've got to get a slice of that action.
Yeah, basically. And at the time, I didn't realise you could dress up like Luigi or Mario or the characters from Mario, because with them being F1 drivers, they had their kit on, and they had their signature helmets on and things like that. But yeah, so I researched it, found out what it was called. So it's actually called Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, okay, so we'll put a link at the bottom of the screen there, Mario Kart.
And it is a Mario Kart style tour of Tokyo. So there's various different circuits you can do. They range from about an hour and a half to 3 hours.
Which one did you do?
So I did the 3 hour long edition. I thought, I'm only going to be there once, let's do the longest one we can do. Roughly 10,000 yen, which is about £60. So
that's pretty good.
Go-karting in general is quite expensive, so I thought it was very good value.
Yeah, definitely.
I dressed up as Luigi. As you can see on there, I'm sure Ash will put a photo on. I dressed as Luigi, which was excellent. I also had a GoPro attached to me, which was fantastic. And the first moment when I drove out of the little pit garage, not pit garage, but where the cars were held, it was just amazing. It was such a surreal feeling driving around Tokyo. The thing is, you initially think, oh my god, you're driving around Tokyo in a go-kart, and you were literally driving past lorries and all sorts.
Wow.
But to be fair, the type of place Japan is, it's very safe, everyone's quite organised, they're quite disciplined, and even though it was busy, I felt very safe. I felt that it was one of the few cities that you could realistically do this in. Wow.
So nothing like home then?
Nothing like home. I mean, doing it in London, you'd be really scared. You'd be yourself pretty much. But no, doing it in Japan and Tokyo, it kind of felt right. And one thing when I was over there, I learned that over the next year to a year and a half, that the government are going to try and change the rules. So if you're thinking of going to Tokyo soon, or have got a trip planned to Tokyo, get that on your list.
Right, if you're planning a trip to Tokyo and that sort of thing floats your boat, and you're into games of all kinds, then I would say this is something you should definitely try out. There's one thing that you will definitely need to do this, so explain to everybody at home, what do you need if you're going to go and do this? Obviously you need a driver's license of some kind, but you don't just need any driver's license, is that right?
No, so you need your own driver's license, you need to bring your passport at all times, you need to be driving around with your passport. You also need an international driving license.
Okay, so that's an international driving license. Where do we obtain one of those from?
Obtain one of these from any post office. Pretty much you can get those, only about £5 to £6. So it's not an expensive thing. I think it just basically they just validating your driving license and allowing you to drive in a foreign country. So they'll just basically say that whatever country you go to. So you need this. You definitely need this, or you can't.
And don't forget that, everyone. International driver's license. If you want to be Mario or Luigi on the streets of Tokyo, and you just take your own license, UK license, you won't get very far.
One thing I was very impressed with though, the tour people that take you around are they're so fun, they're so enthusiastic, and they really get you pumped for the whole experience.
Yeah.
And another thing, when we were going round, which I'm sure Ash will show you a clip, when we were going around as well, you bump into other people doing different
tracks,
which
nice.
is great. It's great. So great, which is great. So one of the clips Ash will show you, where we met up with another team. So that went from like 4 of us in this group I was in to 8. Wow, fantastic.
Wow, that must be a real buzz.
Oh, it was a real buzz.
Wow. And I did love that shot that you got, where you've got the tower in the distance, that photograph. I mean, we'll put it on now. It looks just epic.
Yeah,
brilliant. And
another thing, the trip that we planned started at 2 o'clock and finished about 5:30, and it was fantastic because it was started in the day and ended in the night time.
Right.
So going around some of the really tall buildings in Akihabara, where we started from and finished from, it was really fascinating driving around as it was getting dark. That was really good.
Wow, that's absolutely fantastic. Well, I would love to do something like that myself if I go to Tokyo, and I would highly recommend anybody going to Japan, to Tokyo, to do the Mario Kart experience, Marikart, which is available on the Marikart website. So there's the link at the bottom there. You can get yourself on there. There are English pages, so when you get on there, if it looks all Japanese, just make sure you click the British icon, and that will translate it for you. And don't forget, you've also got Google Translation, which can translate it as well if you're stuck. So you shouldn't have a problem.
The booking method I used was Facebook Messenger, and they were very quick at replying to me.
And you speaking to them in English and stuff like that?
Yeah, speaking to them in English. They came back to me in English, and as soon as I said I was from the UK, they made sure that all the procedures were followed out, so that like the international driving license.
Wow, cool. Hey, that's absolutely fantastic. Well, El, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Thank you very much for stopping by.
No problem.
Don't forget to check out Mario Kart if you're going to Tokyo, Marikart. We've got all the links on the video below, so just have a look at the drop down box and you'll be able to find out all the links there.
And the Shinjuku VR zone, for the only place in the world where you can play VR Mario Kart.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Hope you've enjoyed watching the Ash Show. I'm Ash, and my brother El. I'll see you next week. Goodbye. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also email me at theashrobertson@gmail.com, and don't forget to also follow me on Facebook. Head over to facebook.com/theashshow and hit the like button. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you next time.